Hello and welcome back to Curbstomp City, and today we're going to be jumping into the time machine and going all the way back to 2018 and what I would argue is one of my best series of all time, that being Strong Style Amsterdam, which was a local to global on TEW 2016. Now we might be seeing some familiar faces return to the channel over the coming weeks, and I'm not going to say much more than that just yet until the official announcement, and I may not be necessarily talking about this series, but I think you may know which one I'm talking about. So with that in mind, if you're new to the channel and you want to catch up with some of the lore around here, or if you were one of the OGs and you want to rewatch the series, why not stick this on in the background while you do some work, while you relax, while you fall asleep. And let's go back to the days of Killer Kelly, Tyler Bate, and a mysterious man that shows up at the end. So we've got 10 episodes in one video, and it's time for Strong Style Amsterdam, the movie. So we may as well go through the roster first. We have 3 divisions. We've got the heavyweight division, the women's division, and the junior heavyweight male division. And first in the roster is Bobby Guns, and this guy is from Germany, and he is the current WXW shotgun champion, and he's going to be in the junior heavyweight division, as I said. And next up we've got Cash from Zurich in Switzerland. His actual wrestling name is Cash Crash, but that's just too much for me. I know I'm going to end up calling him Crash Cash and all sorts of different names, so we're just going to go with Cash, and I think that sounds pretty good anyway. And the next wrestler in the junior heavyweight division is Jamie Alto, I think it's pronounced, and he is from Finland. So yet another nationality. So far 3 wrestlers, 3 nationalities. We're going worldwide. Next up in the junior heavyweight division, Matt Riddle, the former UFC fighter, current indie wrestling star, and he is hopefully going to develop into a really, really good wrestler. I would say he should probably be a little bit better in game based on real life, but still, Matt Riddle is quality. And the next junior heavyweight competitor is, I think it's pronounced Tengwa. He is from Amsterdam, a hometown boy, and should be a fan favourite. The 6th competitor in the junior heavyweight division is the first ever WWE UK champion, Tyler Bate. And obviously he's from England. And next up, we can go into the heavyweight division. So we have Harley Rage coming in first. He's from Sweden. And then we have from the Netherlands, someone, fan of the series, I'll put it on the screen. Maybe his catchphrase can be, "What the hell is this?" Yeah, Jens Simmons from the Netherlands. Apparently he's not from Heerenveen. Yeah, Jens Simmons is on the roster, and yeah, I'm excited about him. I've seen him in real life for Defiant Wrestling, I think it was at, formerly WCPW, and yeah, he really stood out. A lot of presence when he's in the room. He's a big lad. And 2-time world champion in WXW, so he has plenty of experience coming into a promotion based in his home nation. So yeah, and next up we've got Pascal Spalter. He is from Germany. And then we go to the big bad Russian Peter Boett from Moscow. And he is the highest paid wrestler on the card, aged 43. But I wanted someone in the heavyweight division that has experience and that can be someone to help put over the younger talent now that he's going into the later stage of his career. And yeah, the big bad Russian is the man that's going to do that job. He's going to also work as our road agent for the shows. Next up in the heavyweight division is another experienced wrestler. His name is Taniguchi for us, but he's known as Shuhei Taniguchi in Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah, where he has worked there. I think it was for 12 years when I looked it up. And he's a former amateur wrestler, and apparently he did wrestling for the Japanese military or armed forces, and he also performed at or fought at the All Japan Championships, which apparently is like the biggest competition for amateur wrestling in Japan. And finally, we end the heavyweight division with Wolfgang, who obviously people may know from the WWE UK tournament. So he's the 2nd competitor that we've taken from that list of talent. And he comes in after being a fan of the series and also liking his related tweet on the roster reveal. And then we're going to go into the women's division now, where Charlie Morgan from Cambridgeshire in England, she is going to come in from, I think she was trained at Progress. I may be wrong, but yeah. And then we have from Portugal, Killer Kelly, and she looks like a badass. And then we have Layla Rose from Berlin, Germany. And then we have Macon, who I think, from what I can see in real life, she's actually a personal trainer. But she looks like she's like a kickboxer maybe, or MMA kind of person. So that's how she's going to be booked. And she's from Norway, so again, another nationality. And then we have Shaya Sky from Belgium, and she's going to be a young baby face on the women's roster. Hopefully she can develop and learn with the rest of the roster. And yeah, she's actually upper mid-card at the minute, only aged 21. And finally, another WWE tournament competitor, this time semi-finalist for the Mae Young Classic. We have from Auckland, New Zealand, Toni Storm, and she is the final member of the roster before we get into the show. But hopefully she can develop as well. And in real life, she's a star. So, and yeah, she's only aged 22 as well. So quite a young roster if we sort it by age. In general, anyway, we've got 20, 21, 22, 24, 25. So yeah, only really a few aged over 32. Actually, only 2 aged over 32, and they're 41 and 43. And we're going to be looking to crown the champions over the next 4 shows. So you can see on the screen a match card for Strong Style 1, which will have a qualifier from each division. And there's going to be 3 shows of qualifiers, and the winners of those matches will go into their dedicated championship match on Strong Style 4. And of course, the winner of that will win their respective championships. So we start the show with a tale of the tape for our opening match, which will be a heavyweight championship qualifying match between Jørn Simmons and Peter Boett. And in this one, Peter Boett definitely has the experience advantage, aged 42. Is that an advantage? Because you could also say Jørn Simmons has got the youth advantage. So it could go either way. It's going to be a close battle. Jørn Simmons goes in 6'5", 6'3" for Peter Boett. But Boett does weigh more at 290 pounds with Jørn at 253. Former WXW World Champion is Jørn, and also former Pro Wrestling Holland World Champion and Pro Wrestling Showdown World Champion, which is 2 other Dutch promotions. So yeah, he's got experience winning heavyweight championships in Dutch promotions and also over in Germany twice with WXW. Peter Boett has only won 1 heavyweight championship in his career, but he is a former WXW Extreme Champion. For the match itself, Jørn Simmons defeats Peter Boett in 10 minutes 30 by pinfall and a 27E-, and 29 for Jørn and 23 for Boett. So Jørn, probably the rightful winner. And then we go into the next tale of the tape, this time for the junior heavyweight division, where Tyler Bate will take on Jamie Alto. And Tyler Bate is younger, but he has got more experience in the wrestling business. Obviously winning a lot more at such a young age. He's the first ever WWE UK tournament winner, former WWE UK champion. Obviously that he won that with the tournament win and eventually lost it to Pete Dunne. But he is the current Rev Pro British Tag Team Champion, and he is also a former WXW Shotgun Champion. And Jamie Alto, age 24, hasn't won any titles in his career as of yet. But the Englishman takes on the lad from Finland, similar height, similar weight. So I don't think that'll be a deciding factor in this one, but it should be a good match. So let's get into it. But Jamie Alto defeats Tyler Bate in 15 minutes 08 by pinfall with a quick cradle. And Jamie Alto and Tyler Bate have great chemistry, which is good to see. Alto got a 15 though, and Tyler Bate got a 26. But I wanted to boost Jamie Alto in the first show, and Tyler Bate can always recover. He's an established name. But we've created somewhat of a star with Jamie Alto within this match. And after the pinfall, Jamie Alto quickly rolls out of the ring to celebrate with the crowd. And he's got the surprise win and everyone's happy. And Tyler Bate kicks the bottom rope in frustration and leaves the arena with his head down. And he looks frustrated. Decent overall, 8F. Not great, but it's more than our popularity. So that's good. And then we go to the next tale of the tape. This time it is for the women's division. Shaya Sky taking on Killer Kelly. Shayla Sky aged only 21, with Killer Kelly going in 25 years old. I couldn't find any actual information on Killer Kelly's height or weight, so I just made it up. But yeah, similar weight and height in this one. And the main advantage for Killer Kelly in this match, not only the age, but she is the first ever WXW Women's Champion, and she looks to be named the first ever Strong Style Women's Champion. Our main event, Killer Kelly defeats Shayla Sky in 10 minutes 02 by submission, and Killer Kelly qualifies for the triple threat at Strong Style 4. So all of the winners tonight go into their respective triple threat matches, and Shayla Sky got a 21, and probably deserved winner, Killer Kelly gets a 25. 23 E- overall, so not bad at all. And after the match, Shayla Sky slowly gets to her feet whilst holding her neck after tapping out to Killer Kelly's guillotine choke. And as Killer Kelly celebrates on the middle rope, Shayla Sky taps her on the back to get her attention. And Kelly gets down and goes face to face with her. And Sky then offers a handshake, which Kelly accepts. And Sky goes to turn around to walk away, but Kelly doesn't let go, and she keeps a grip on Sky's hand. And then Killer looks her dead in the eye and pulls Sky in for another guillotine choke. And Sky taps and taps and taps, but she just doesn't let go and squeezes the life out of her. And with Shayla Sky unconscious in the centre of the ring, Killer slowly walks to the back with a sadistic grin on her face. So, established two characters here, I guess. Shayla Sky, gracious in defeat, and wanted to show some respect for Killer Kelly after a good match, and Killer Kelly has showed her personality and she's not making any friends, and she's made. And we've increased our popularity in one region with a 22 E- overall, so I'll take that. And there's been a slight change of plan, because the card that was supposed to be for Strong Style 2 is now the card for Strong Style 3. And the card that was supposed to be Strong Style 3 is now Strong Style 2. So yeah, basically I had to just swap them over because Cash has picked up an injury. He should be back in, I think it's 9 days. However, Charlie Morgan also picked up an injury, and she won't be able to make the tournament at all. She's out for quite a lot of time. She will be replaced, but Cash can make next month's show. So yeah, I've just swapped them over. But yeah, let's get straight into the first show of the episode. And we start with a tale of the tape for our opening contest between Bobby Guns and Tenqua. Bobby Guns aged 25, Tenqua with a lot more experience aged 32. And Tenqua, the hometown boy from Amsterdam, and Bobby Guns coming in from Thuringen in Germany. Similar heights, Bobby Guns with a slight weight advantage. He is currently the WXW Shotgun Champion, Bobby Guns is. And Tenqua is a former PWH, which is Pro Wrestling Holland Heavyweight Championship, and he won that twice. He's also a former FCW Europe Lightweight Champion and a former NBW Junior Heavyweight Champion. And the show starts with the hometown wrestler Tenqua's music. He is pumped up and ready to go, and he excitedly enters the arena, pacing along the barricades, greeting the fans, and he rolls into the ring and is ready for action. Then Bobby Guns' music hits, and with Tenqua watching the entranceway waiting for his opponent, suddenly, out of nowhere, Guns runs up behind him and starts to attack. And Guns constantly tries to unmask Tenqua, but to no avail, and Tenqua manages to fight back before the two are separated by multiple officials. And then they are both dragged to their corners, ready for the match to begin. So we've got an action-packed start. Bobby Guns trying to gain an advantage before the match begins. And this got a 28E. And then we go into the match itself, and Bobby Guns defeats Tenqua in 10 minutes 27 by countout. So not quite a definitive victory, but a victory nonetheless. And he will go into the junior heavyweight triple threat match for the title. And Tenqua and Bobby Guns have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. Tenqua with a 23, Bobby Guns with a 19, but the reigning WXW Shotgun Champion has won the match after the attack before the match began, and that's obviously given him the advantage, and he's defeated Tenqua. So yeah, 73 E- for the match. And then we go to the tail of the tape for our second contest, and it's going to be Toni Storm taking on Layla Rose in the women's division. And Toni Storm is only young, she's only 22. Layla Rose, age 26. And Layla definitely has the size advantage, coming in at 5'9", 165 pounds compared to Toni Storm's 5'5" and 143 pounds. Toni Storm with a lot of accolades to her name. She's a WWE Mae Young Classic semi-finalist. She was actually beaten by the winner of the tournament, Kairi Sane. And Layla Rose comes in with no titles, but she got to the semi-final of the inaugural ICW Women's Championship tournament. Yeah, it's going to be tough to decide the favourite in this one. Toni Storm probably is with all them achievements, but the size advantage for Layla Rose will definitely go into her favour as well. And then we go into the match itself, and in about that had decent reaction, subpar wrestling. Toni Storm defeats Layla Rose in 17 minutes 47 by pinfall with an air raid crash. Toni Storm had an in-ring performance of 23, Layla Rose with a 21. And then we go to the final tail of the tape for the final match of the evening. And this one is for the heavyweight division. And it's going to be Pascal Spalter against the veteran amateur wrestler from Japan, Maybach Taniguchi. Taniguchi has far more experience in terms of years in the business, age 41. With Pascal Spalter only 27. Spalter with the size advantage, 6'3", 310 pounds. I would think that Taniguchi's amateur background will give him the edge tonight. And in this case, Taniguchi has defeated Pascal Spalter in 12 minutes 16 with a knee trembler. Taniguchi with a 26, Pascal with a 25 and 28 E overall. I've just double checked, and it's actually Cash that can't make the next show and Charlie Morgan can. So we're going to have to replace Cash instead, and he's actually injured for a year, so we're going to have to release him, I think. But in his place, we're going to bring in Vincent Shields. And this is actually Bobby Gunn's brother. So we start the show with a tail of the tape for tonight's opening match, which will be the final women's division qualifier. And it will see Macon take on Charlie Morgan, both similar ages, 28 and 27 respectively. Macon coming in from Fredrikstad in Norway, and Charlie Morgan coming from Cambridge, England. Both had the same height and similar weights, with Macon a former NWF Tag Team Championship Tournament semi-finalist in 2015. And Charlie Morgan trained by the infamous Knight family. And then in the match itself, Macon defeats Charlie Morgan in 17 minutes 45 by submission with a knee bar. And remember, Charlie Morgan has just recovered from a torn MCL, which is a ligament in the knee. And Macon has taken advantage of that and managed to get the submission victory. And Charlie Morgan was visibly tiring towards the end. The match got the crowd hotter. 14 from Macon, 17 from Charlie Morgan, 17 F plus overall. To the next tail of the tape, and our second match of the night will be a heavyweight division match between Wolfgang and Harley Rage. Wolfgang from Glasgow, Scotland, is a former ICW World Heavyweight Champion and is ICW 0G Champion. So that shows the diversity in Wolfgang's game. Not only is he a heavyweight, he's also well versed in high flying, with his finisher actually being a swanton bomb, which he calls the Howling. And Harley Rage is just as successful in his homeland of Sweden, winning the SWS Swedish Heavyweight Championship before, and is also a former Maximum champion. With Harley Rage coming in with the weight advantage in this one, it's going to be a close contest. Then Harley Rage's music hits as he runs to the ring and looks angry. He pulls every turnbuckle pad off of the corners of the ring and begins to smash his head off the exposed metal. So yeah, he's psyching himself up for the match. A decent match, 22 E-, when Harley Rage defeats Wolfgang after 10 minutes 44 with a choke slam. And Matt Riddle was actually the road agent today, and apparently he could have done better, so I'm not going to have him as a road agent again. I've been trying to have wrestlers as road agents and wrestlers that are on the show, so I don't have to pay the extra wage. And yeah, Matt Riddle was this match's road agent, and he hasn't done very well. Wolfgang seemed off his game and was tiring towards the end. Again, disappointing because it's only a 10-minute match. The next tale of the tape, and it will be former UFC competitor Matt Riddle taking on the late entry into the competition, Vinnie Guns. And Matt Riddle, aged 31, with plenty of experience in both MMA and professional wrestling, will make him the favourite in this bout. He's a former Progress Atlas champion 2 times. And he's also won the WXW Ambition tournament in 2017. And then we've got Vinnie Guns, not really much experience on his side. Only 22 years old, and he's only won 1 championship. And that was a tag team championship in COW. And before the match, Matt Riddle makes his way to the ring. And then Vinnie Guns' music hits. But he doesn't seem to be showing up when suddenly he appears behind Riddle. And it looks like he's trying to apply the same tactic as his brother. And if you remember, in the last show, Bobby Guns attacked his opponent before the match could begin, which gave him the advantage. And he eventually picked up the win. But this time, Matt Riddle manages to out-wrestle Guns and locks him in the bro mission. And then Riddle eventually lets go as our main event is set to get underway. So it's backfired for Vinnie Guns and is actually going into the match injured now, after Matt Riddle out-wrestled him and managed to lock him into a submission. And 19 E- for this segment, and then we go into the match itself. And in an extremely short match, Matt Riddle defeats Vinnie Guns in 4 minutes 22 by submission with the bro mission. So he's managed to get the victory. Surprisingly, Riddle's only got an 18 in this match, and Vinnie Guns got a 23. So I was expecting more from Matt Riddle, to be fair. But yeah, decent match rating, definitely good enough for what we need.
We all share the same fate.
So it's going to be in the next show, the heavyweight title match between Simmons, Taniguchi and Harley Rage. There's going to be the junior heavyweight title match between Bobby Guns, Jamie Alto and Matt Riddle. And finally, we're going to have the women's championship match between Killer Kelly, Toni Storm and Macon. And in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Matt Riddle defeated Jamie Alto and Bobby Guns in 10 minutes 52, when Matt Riddle defeated Bobby Guns by submission with a bro mission. And during the match, we saw Vinnie Guns distract Riddle and Alto, but the Guns brothers couldn't earn Bobby the win tonight, and Matt Riddle walks away with the championship belt. And Vinnie Guns did some good work at ringside. He was managing Bobby for this match. And then in a decent match, Simmons defeated Taniguchi and Harley Rage in 13 minutes 04, when Simmons defeated Taniguchi by pinfall with a lariat. And Simmons wins the Strong Style heavyweight title. Tonight's main event will be the women's championship match between Toni Storm, Killer Kelly and Macon. Killer Kelly defeated Toni Storm and Macon in 15 minutes 28, when Killer Kelly defeated Macon by submission with a killer instinct. Killer Kelly wins the Strong Style women's title. And we've named the guillotine choke Killer Instinct. I think it's got a good ring to it and it suits the name, obviously, Killer Kelly. So yeah, we've gone with that for a name for her submission. But yeah, decent main event. And then after the match, Killer Kelly stands in the middle of the ring over her fallen opponents. And then the referee brings the Strong Style Women's Championship into the ring and reluctantly hands it over to Kelly, clearly showing that he is afraid of her. And the referee rolls out of the ring as Killer Kelly shows little emotion. She holds her championship belt casually by her side with a sadistic smirk on her face. And then she drops the title and makes a triangle sign with her hands. And then Macon makes her way to the back, holding her neck after the Killer Instinct clearly left its mark. And Toni Storm sits against the barrier as Killer Kelly picks up her title and drags it to the back. And then Toni Storm eventually gets up and heads backstage to an applause from the audience. She came so close. And the Killer Instinct storyline has advanced with this segment and gained heat. So overall, we've got 21 E-, which I think is our third best show. So yeah, that's fine. we're getting into Strong Style 5 now, and it looks like we've got a decent attendance again with 73 people. It's Central Europe here in Amsterdam. So we start with a video hyping Killer Kelly and Toni Storm and Matt Riddle taking on Jamie Alto for next month at Strong Style 6. And Toni Storm and Jamie Alto were in their respective triple threat matches and they were not pinned. So they have a rematch next month at Strong Style 6. So yeah, that should be pretty cool and a good reason to have a title match again. And also tonight there is a heavyweight championship match, but we've got a video hyping that later on, so we'll go into that in a bit. And we start the actual wrestling with an extremely short match with Killer Kelly defeating Charlie Morgan in 3 minutes 30 by submission with a killer instinct. So a dominating performance from Killer Kelly, the champion. Killer Kelly's looking strong after her first match as champion. And yeah, this got a 21 E-. And then after the bell rings, Killer Kelly continues to lock in the killer instinct and refuses to let go. And then Toni Storm runs down to the ring from the back. And Toni Storm drags Killer Kelly off of Charlie Morgan. And the two break out into a huge brawl in the arena. And the two fight all over ringside and eventually brawl to the back. And next month is going to be a fight. And this got a really good rating, 40 D-. Then in about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Matt Riddle and Jamie Alto defeat Bobby Guns and Vinnie Guns in 14 minutes 39 when Jamie Alto defeated Bobby Guns by pinfall with a shooting star press. So yeah, the two opponents from next month, the two babyface opponents, Matt Riddle and Jamie Alto, have teamed together tonight to take on Bobby Guns, who was in the triple threat title match as well, and his brother, who was getting involved in the title match. So it makes sense that they have a tag match. Bobby Guns and Vinnie Guns pretty much cost Jamie Alto his chance at being champion because Vinnie Guns kept getting involved and Bobby Guns actually ate the pin. So yeah, Jamie Alto not happy about that, and he's teaming up with Riddle tonight. And after the match, Matt Riddle offers to shake the hand of Jamie Alto, but Alto refuses and walks off. And yeah, he just doesn't want to shake his hand before the match, I guess. And yeah, he wants to stay in the right mindset, not get too happy, I guess, complacent with the opponent, and they will fight it out next month to see who is the true junior heavyweight champion. And then a video airs hyping tonight's main event with Simmons and Harley Rage going head to head for the Strong Style Heavyweight Championship, and that will be tonight's main event, and that will be up next. And this got a 16F+. And in about that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Simmons defeated Harley Rage in 15 minutes 04 by pinfall with a lariat. And Simmons makes defense number 1 of his Strong Style Heavyweight title. Good match from not so great from Harley Rage, but good enough, I guess, because it got the rating up to 25. And that makes the 26E for the show. So we start with a tale of the tape for our opening contest between Matt Riddle and Jamie Alto, with Matt Riddle defending his Strong Style Junior Heavyweight Championship. Matt Riddle goes in 3-0. He has never lost in Strong Style Amsterdam, and he comes in off a 3-win running streak. And Jamie Alto has a 2-1 record, so he has lost, and that was the championship match. And one of the wins, bearing in mind, was a tag match between these two last month, where Jamie Alto actually got the pin. And then in the match itself, Matt Riddle defeated Jamie Alto in 12 minutes 54 by pinfall with a bro to sleep. And Matt Riddle makes defense number 1 of his Strong Style Junior Heavyweight title. And then we go to a angle after the match. And both men are visibly exhausted, and Matt Riddle offers to shake the hand of Jamie Alto once again after he refused to last month. But this time Jamie Alto does accept, and he raises the champ's hand in the air. And Matt Riddle climbs onto the second rope and raises the Strong Style Junior Heavyweight Championship in the air. And what a performance from both men. And then out of nowhere, Tyler Bate jumps the barricade and attacks Jamie Alto from behind with a steel chair. What is he doing here? And then before Riddle can stop him, Bate digs the end of the steel chair into his midsection, disorientating him. And then he drops the chair onto the floor and slams Matt Riddle down onto the chair with a Tyler driver. And Tyler Bate then makes a triangle sign with his hand and holds it up to the audience. What does this mean? And you might be able to recognize that bit from a previous segment in the series, but we'll find out more about that in a bit. And next up we go to another tale of the tape for our next contest, which will be a best of 3. And this is round 1, of course, and this will determine the next Strong Style Heavyweight number 1 contender. And the 2 veterans of the heavyweight division are going to get what may be their last chance at the heavyweight championship, with Peter Boett at 43 years old and Tanny at 41. So they are near the tail end of their careers, and one of them will get the chance to be named world heavyweight champion. So it's going to be a good contest, I think. 2 experienced wrestlers going head to head. And then in the match itself, Peter Boett defeated Taniguchi in 10 minutes 24 by pinfall with a running power slam. Peter Boett goes 1-0 up. And then we go to our next tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. The Strong Style Women's Championship will be on the line, where Killer Kelly defends against Toni Storm. And very similar height, very similar weight. Killer Kelly comes in with a 3-win streak, never been defeated, and is the current reigning champion. And Toni Storm has had 2 matches, 1 win and 1 loss, with the 1 loss being in the inaugural Women's Championship match, where she was not pinned, which is what got her this chance tonight. And in the match itself, Killer Kelly defeats Toni Storm in 13 minutes 07 by submission with a killer instinct. And during the match, we also had Tyler Bate distract Storm, and Killer Kelly makes defense number 1 of her Strong Style Women's title. But we do get a 28E, so a good match. And then after the match, Killer Kelly keeps the killer instinct locked in tight, and Tyler Bate gets the Strong Style Women's Championship and throws it over the ropes into the ring. And Kelly eventually lets go and stands next to Tyler as they both look at each other laughing, and they both turn to the crowd and hold up the triangle symbol that we've seen before. And then Tyler screams, "Hate is coming." And Killer Kelly and Tyler exit the arena as Kelly drags her belt by her side. But yeah, we start Strong Style 7 with a tale of the tape between Shaya Sky and Macon, with Shayla Sky only 21 years old and Macon 28. Sky coming from Belgium and Macon coming from Norway. Similar height, similar weight, and fairly similar physically as well. But a big difference between the two is Macon has a victory to her name and Shayla Sky does not. And then we go into About the Had, a decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling, not a great start. Macon defeats Shayla Sky in 7 minutes 58 by pinfall with a spinning heel kick. So the martial artist has picked up the win in this match. And then we go to our next tale of the tape for our heavyweight division match tonight, where the Strong Style heavyweight champion Jurn Simmons will be taking on Wolfgang. And in a decent match, Jurn Simmons, the champion, defeats Wolfgang in 12 minutes 07 by pinfall with a huge lariat. And Jurn Simmons continues his winning streak, and it's gone up to 4 now. But then after the match, Jurn Simmons celebrates in the ring as Wolfgang makes his way to the back. And Jurn Simmons climbs out of the ring and embraces the front row, slapping the crowd's hand. He's hugging the kids and all that stuff. But then when he gets to the bottom of the ramp, Killer Kelly and Tyler Bate walk out of the entranceway and slowly walk towards a confused looking Jurn. Both of them walk towards him without taking their eyes off of him, but then they slowly walk around him and get into the ring ahead of Tyler's match, which will be the main event of tonight. And then Jurn Simmons walks backstage whilst keeping an eye on the two in the ring. Yeah, Jurn Simmons is not really sure what to make of that, but Tyler Bate and Killer Kelly making their presence known to Jurn. But yeah, we go into the last tale of the tape for the main event of the evening, where Tyler Bate, the 20-year-old, which is crazy, will take on Tenqua at age 32 in our junior heavyweight division match of the night. Both men coming in with one loss each in one match each. So they're not having the best form. But Tyler Bate has caught the attention of management last month and they know what he's capable of. So they're going to give him the main event slot tonight to show what he can do against hometown Tenqua. And in the match itself, Tyler Bate picks up the win against Tenqua in 9 minutes 33 by pinfall with a Tyler driver. And then a video airs after the match. But we did get a 28E, which is joint best show so far, so that's good. We start with a video showing highlights of Tyler Bate's steel chair beatdown of Matt Riddle and Jamie Alto and the formation of the team of Killer Kelly and Tyler Bate. And it also shows last month's strange encounter between Jørn Simmons, Killer Kelly and Tyler Bate as well. Jørn Simmons will address the situation next month at Strong Style 9. So we'll be hearing from him next month. And also tonight, Jamie Alto gets his chance at revenge when he takes on Tyler Bate in a number one contendership match and the winner takes on Matt Riddle at Strong Style 10. So Strong Style 10 card is starting to build up now. We're going to be naming the championship matches over the next couple of shows. And there's going to be every title on the line at that show. And then we go to a tale of the tape between Shaya Sky and Layla Rose. Both women are yet to get a win in Strong Style Amsterdam, but that will change tonight. And you've got to consider Layla Rose as the favourite for this. She's got the age advantage, a 4-inch height advantage, and nearly 30 pounds heavier than Shaya Sky. And the winner for this match will qualify for a number one contendership match next month at Strong Style 9, and the participants in that match will be the winner of this match and the winner of the women's match later on tonight. And in an extremely short match, Shayla Sky defeats Layla Rose in 4 minutes 44 with a surprise cradle. And Shayla Sky has picked up a massive win, her first ever win in Strong Style Amsterdam. She goes on into the number one contendership match next month, and the 21-year-old will get the chance to get a championship match against Killer Kelly at Strong Style 10. And this got a 22E minus. And then we go to a pre-taped video of Peter Boett. And he's currently in the middle of a best of 3 between him and Taniguchi. But Taniguchi hasn't been at the last 2 shows because he's in Japan performing there for Pro Wrestling Noah. But their next match in the series, which is the second match, will take place next month at Strong Style 9. And then if there is a third match, it will happen at Strong Style 10. And the winner of that best of 3 will also get a championship match in the future for the heavyweight title. And Peter Boett at the minute is 1-0 up. And Peter says next month, Taniguchi's career will be over when this best of 3 series comes to a sudden end. And then I'm coming for Jørn Simmons. There will be no third match at Strong Style 10. And I'll show everyone that this isn't my swan song. I'm only just getting started. And then we go to our next tale of the tape for the final Strong Style Women's number one contendership qualifier, where Toni Storm will take on Macon. And the records of these two are completely flipped or mirrored, where Toni Storm has 1 win and 2 losses. Bearing in mind, both of them losses were in championship matches. Macon has 2 wins and 1 loss. Her 1 loss was in the first ever women's championship match. And then Toni Storm, though, defeats Macon in 10 minutes 07 by pinfall with an air raid crash. And then we go to a graphic confirming the participants in next month's number one contendership match for the women's title. Toni Storm will take on Shayla Sky. And then we go to the tail of the tape for tonight's main event, which will be Jamie Alto taking on Tyler Bate. yeah, Tyler Bate, who took out Jamie Alto 2 months ago with a steel chair, will take on the man that he took out, and Jamie Alto will be looking to get some revenge on Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate defeats Jamie Alto in 15 minutes 15 by pinfall with a Tyler driver. Tyler Bate carrying the match, in a sense, to the rating that it got with a 32. And the Killer Instinct storyline has advanced with this segment. And of course, Killer Kelly was at ringside. And then after the match, Tyler Bate stands over a fallen Jamie Alto and he demands a microphone. And then he puts his arm around Killer Kelly. And he says, it looks like Kelly has her opponent for Strong Style 10. Shayla Sky or Toni Storm will be nothing but a feast for her. And I am now the number one contender for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And that will leave us with one more championship left to snatch from this company. And that leaves one more target. Jurn Simmons, you've ran through your whole division, but you've seen nothing yet. And we have a gift for you. And you'll meet him very, very soon. Hate is coming. And yeah, Hate is coming. This got a 21 E-. Could this be what he's been talking about the whole time? What is Hate? Who is Hate? We'll find out soon. But he says he has a gift for Jurn Simmons. And it looks like whoever Tyler is talking about may be getting a chance at the Heavyweight Championship. We'll see how Jurn responds next month at Strong Style 9. So I believe that is our best match so far and best show so far. That main event and this show. So yeah, if we look at our top 100 now, Strong Style 8 is our best show, like I said. And best match was Tyler Bate versus Jamie Alto. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tyler Bate and Matt Riddle can do at Strong Style 10. But yeah, we'll get into Strong Style 9 now, and we'll start the show with the first tale of the tape, which will be the women's number one contendership match, Shaya Sky taking on Toni Storm, and two young women in this one, 21 for Shaya Sky and 22 for Toni Storm. Sky from Belgium picked up her first win last month in a surprise win over Layla Rose. And she was completely outmatched in every sense, apart from heart, pretty much. She was outweighed, the smaller of the two, and she'd not got a lot of accolades to her name, but what she wants to do now is add the Strong Style Women's Championship to her accomplishments, and that would be her first ever title in her career. But she's got a huge roadblock in the way tonight with Toni Storm, the way more experienced wrestler from Auckland, New Zealand, the current goddess of stardom, Mae Young Classic semi-finalist. We've already been through this in the previous episodes and you know what she's done. And then Shaya Sky defeats Toni Storm in 10 minutes 07 by pinfall with a Skywalker. And yeah, I decided to give her a finisher because now she's going to win this match, and I picked the Skywalker. It's basically, you get them in like a stunner position and then you jump over and do like a backflip. Yeah, it's quite a cool move. And yeah, the underdog story continues. Shaya Sky is now going to be facing Killer Kelly at Strong Style 10 for the Strong Style Women's Championship. And yeah, and Toni Storm's already established on the roster now, and it's time to build up someone else. And Shaya Sky has done that in the last couple of months with two big wins. And now she goes on to the biggest event so far in the company. And yeah, 23 E-, like I said. And then after the match, Shayla falls to her knees with her hands on her head, and she can't believe it. She's one step closer to winning her first ever championship of her career. And then a voice begins to speak over the speaker system, and it's Tyler Bate. And he slowly walks to the ring alone, and he says, Shayla, you did it. Congratulations. You've booked yourself a ticket to your very own slaughter, and you are now just Killer's next victim. And Killer Kelly appears behind Shaya Sky and blindsides her with a huge shot to the back of the head with the championship belt. And then Tyler rolls into the ring and picks Shayla up and holds her hands out ready for Killer to take another shot at her. But then Matt Riddle's music hits and Tyler drops Shayla and turns to the entrance ramp as Riddle rushes to the rescue. And then Kelly backs off to the edge of the ring, but then she's pulled out of the ring by Toni Storm, who had just lost the match to Shaya Sky. But she's going to help her here. And then Riddle gets into the ring as Tyler scrambles. and Kelly and Bate make their way up the ramp as Riddle and Storm raise Sky's hand. Tyler Bate is going to face Matt Riddle for his junior heavyweight championship, and Tyler Bate obviously wants to get the gold off of him, and Killer Kelly will be defending against Shayla Sky, and the duo have been upped on this one. They've been outnumbered, so I don't think they look weak in this segment, because obviously there's more of the other team. It's 3-on-2, and they've done the sensible thing and backed off. And then a pre-taped video airs of Pascal Spalter backstage ahead of his match with Jurn Simmons, which will be tonight's main event. And then he says, word is going around that Jurn Simmons has beaten everybody in the heavyweight division. Wrong. He hasn't beaten me yet, and tonight I show why it should be me getting a title shot at Strong Style 10. And then we go to our next tale of the tape for the second match of the evening, which will be between Peter Boett and Taniguchi. And this is part of the best of 3. This is round 2. The winner of this best of 3 will get a heavyweight title shot down the line. Peter Boett is 1-0 up. Taniguchi needs a win to be able to continue the series. If Peter Boett wins now, he will win the series altogether. They're both getting on in their careers, and they want that one last chance at a world heavyweight title. And then in the match itself, Taniguchi defeats Peter Boett to make it 1-1 in the series, and the series is going to go the distance, and it will culminate at Strong Style 10. Probably predictable, but yeah, that's the obvious choice, I think, is to have the finale at Strong Style 10. And then the tale of the tape for our main event shows up with Jurn Simmons taking on Pascal Spalter, and similar age, 26 and 27. Jurn Simmons not from Heerenveen, but that's where we're going to bill him from. And yeah, Jurn Simmons 6'5", so he's got the height advantage, but Pascal Spalter has the weight advantage by just under 60 pounds. So yeah, he's a big guy. Jurn Simmons defeats Pascal Spalter in 10 minutes 10 by pinfall with a lariat, and now there is absolutely no doubt of who is the best in the heavyweight division right now, and that is Jurn Simmons. He's defeated everyone, and that has continued tonight, and he's won with a huge lariat, a lot of power behind that, and he's got a 33 in-ring performance and 25 from Pascal Spalter, and what a match rating. Our best match so far, I'm pretty sure. 33 E+. And then after the match, Jurn Simmons celebrates a strong win over Pascal Spalter, and he looks like he's ready for everything and anything. And then a live shot of the backstage area shows Shayla Sky, Matt Riddle and Toni Storm all motionless on the concrete floor. And then Killer Kelly and Tyler Bate walk into the shot. And then Tyler says, the more people try to do good in this world, the more they realise that being selfish is the only way to rise and become more. You help a friend, but one day that friend will turn on you without a second thought. Love seems like it'll last a lifetime, but then it fades away into a distant memory, and it's time to embrace the dark, and it's time to pick a side. Strong Style Amsterdam, hate is coming. And then the lights turn off in the arena, and when they come back on, Jurn Simmons is on the floor, unconscious. What just happened? And what a way to go into Strong Style 10. Yeah, the show closes with a graphic on the Titantron confirming the match card for Strong Style 10, so you'll be able to see it on the screen now. We've got the number 1 contendership for the heavyweight title. Peter Boett taking on Taniguchi. The all or nothing series will come to an end, and Strong Style Junior Heavyweight Championship will be on the line when Matt Riddle defends against Tyler Bate, and then the Strong Style Women's Championship will be defended by Killer Kelly when she takes on the young underdog Shayla Sky, and then the Strong Style Heavyweight Championship will be defended by Jurn Simmons, and the contender will be revealed at Strong Style 10. So yeah, who is Killer Kelly and Tyler Bates' accomplice? We'll find out pretty soon. And yeah, this is our best show, I'm pretty sure, with 31 E+, but I'm just going to double check that after. So if we look at the top 10 events, Strong Style 9 is our best show by 1 point with an E+ 31. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, without any further ado, we go into the video package at the start of the show, which basically highlights everything that's happened from Strong Style 1 up to Strong Style 10. Well, at least the important things anyway. So Killer Kelly wins the first ever Strong Style main event against Shayla Sky in the Women's Championship qualifying match. And Tyler Bate gets eliminated by Jamie Alto in the junior heavyweight side of things. And then Bate leaves the arena looking frustrated. So this is the catalyst for his new attitude and his allegiance with Killer Kelly. And then Jurn Simmons, Matt Riddle and Killer Kelly are crowned champions at Strong Style 4. 2 shows later at Strong Style 6, Tyler Bate returns and attacks Jamie Alto and Matt Riddle after Matt Riddle's successful defense of his junior heavyweight championship against Jamie Alto. And yeah, a bit of revenge for Bate there. And yeah, with Tyler making that statement and management knowing about Tyler's capabilities and accomplishments, they gave him a number 1 contendership match against Jamie Alto, who was the one that knocked him out of the qualification match in the first place. And yeah, that was for the number 1 contendership for the junior heavyweight title, and Tyler Bate got the victory, and which leads to tonight where he will take on Matt Riddle. And after the match, Tyler and Kelly state that they won all of the belts and warn Jurn Simmons that hate is coming. And then Shayla Sky becomes a number 1 contender, defeating Toni Storm in a surprise victory, which gives Killer Kelly her opponent for tonight. But yeah, after Sky became the number 1 contender, Killer Kelly came out and began to attack her. Then Tyler Bate held her up, ready for Killer Kelly to hit her again. And then Toni Storm and Matt Riddle made the save for her. But later that night, Storm, Riddle and Sky were found unconscious backstage. And then Jurn was left alone in the ring, and he received the warning once again that hate is coming. So tonight, Killer Kelly defends her women's championship against the underdog Shayla Sky. Tyler Bate has the chance to become junior heavyweight champion when he takes on Matt Riddle. And then Jurn Simmons walks into the unknown and finds out who Tyler and Kelly have lined up for him. So 16 F+ for this. Everything from Strong Style 1 up to 10 has been planned. And yeah, this basically explains everything that's happened so far. And then just to get things started, I've made a tag match between the Guns and Tenqua. And Tenqua gets the win over Bobby Guns with a frog splash. And Bobby Guns had a 24, Vinnie Guns got a 20, Wolfgang got a 25, and the standout of the match is Tenqua with a 26. And 25E overall, and Vinnie Guns is improving in Rumble skills, so that's good to see. So yeah, just to get the crowd going, I guess. And then we go into the first tale of the tape for our first championship match of the night, which will be the Strong Style Women's Championship being defended by Killer Kelly, taking on the underdog Shayla Sky. And Killer Kelly with the age advantage of 26, taking on the youngster Shayla Sky, only aged 21. Kelly from Lisbon, Shayla Sky from Charleroi in Belgium. Similar heights and weights, but big advantage in Kelly's favour is her 4-0 record compared to Shayla Sky's 2-2. And Kelly currently dominating European women's wrestling, being the current Strong Style Women's Champion and the current WXW Women's Champion, which is the biggest organisation in Europe. And yeah, this is a rematch from our first ever main event from Strong Style 1, Killer Kelly taking on Shayla Sky. So let's go and see how it gets on when Killer Kelly defeats Shayla Sky in 12 minutes 58 by pinfall with her new finisher, the curb stomp. Yeah, she makes defense number 2 of the Strong Style Women's title. And I wanted to give the move to someone. Obviously, the channel Curve Stomp City, I needed someone to have that move eventually. And I think over the 10 shows, or 9, this being the 10th, Killer Kelly is my favourite so far. So she gets the move. And I think it suits her character pretty well. So she's got the submission, the killer instinct, and she's got the curb stomp. And we go into the tail of the tape for our Strong Style Junior Heavyweight Championship match where Matt Riddle defends against Tyler Bate. And Matt Riddle with a huge age advantage, huge height advantage, and a slight weight advantage. Yeah, I think though Matt Riddle probably has the edge with his legitimate MMA background, but Tyler Bate is no pushover and he's going to be looking to get the win and get that championship for him and Kelly and whoever is coming in for tonight's main event. This got a 20E minus, and we're going to go into the match itself where Tyler Bate defeats Matt Riddle in 19 minutes 59 by pinfall with a Tyler driver, and Tyler Bate wins the Strong Style Junior Heavyweight title. The story continues, and yeah, now it's just up to their heavyweight fighter to bring in all of the gold to the stable. And then after the match, Tyler Bate stands over a floored Matt Riddle, and then Killer Kelly walks to the ring and stands side by side with Tyler, and then they both throw their belt down in front of them, and then they hold up their hate hand sign, which is, of course, the triangle with the fingers. And then Tyler Bate grabs a mic and he says, 2 down, 1 to go. We are taking over and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Jørn Simmons' hate is coming. And then Tyler throws the mic at Matt Riddle, who is still selling the damage from the match. And then both champions drag their championship belts to the back. And then once everything's cleared and it's just Matt Riddle in the ring, Tony Storm comes out and helps him to the back. And before the main event, we've got one last match. And it will be the final round of the best of 3 for the Strong Style Heavyweight #1 contendership. And the winner of this will, of course, face the winner of tonight's main event. So we've got the 2 veterans, Peter Boett and Taniguchi. In their minds, it could be their last chance at heavyweight championship gold before their careers come to an end. Peter Boett with a big weight and a decent height advantage. But Peter Boett actually is the only one out of the 2 to ever hold heavyweight singles gold. And Taniguchi only really ever getting tag team accolades to his name. So yeah, he's going to really want tonight to go in his favour so that he can get that singles championship on his resume before he retires. For them, it's all or nothing. And then Taniguchi defeats Peter Boett in 9 minutes 50 by submission with an armbar. And Peter Boett gets to 26, but Taniguchi gets to 34, which I think is the highest we've ever had. I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And we got a 34E plus as well for the match rating. And this was a good way, I think, to build it up. 2 veterans fighting for that final chance, all or nothing and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, this got a 34E plus. But then, before our main event, Jørn Simmons makes his way to the ring, ready to find out who his opponent will be. And then the lights go out in the arena and the video airs on the screen. And then 3 silhouettes appear. 2 of the silhouettes start to become clear, and it's, of course, Killer Kelly and Tyler Bate. But the third one in the middle is still blacked out. And then Tyler Bate says, as time goes by, you get closer to the end, and Jørn, your end is now. Get ready to meet your fate. Hate is here. And then the silhouette in the middle turns around and walks towards the door in the background, and the video cuts off. And the arena is still black, and a man begins to make his way to the top of the ramp, and you can just about make it out. And then the lights turn on, and it's Michael Dante. And Jørn Simmons looks like he's seen a ghost. And Jørn Simmons knows all about Dante. He's a vicious, vicious man. And if you don't know who he is, he's from Zaanstad in Holland, which is just north of Amsterdam. So he's fairly local. And he is the former tag team partner of Tommy End before Tommy End became Aleister Black in NXT. Yeah, they were known as the Sumerian Death Squad, and they were brutal. And yeah, we now have Michael Dante in as a singles competitor. He's not someone to be messed with, and Jørn Simmons knows it. And you can see by his face that his title reign may be over tonight. The match should do pretty well as well, and it has. It's got a 42D, which is insane. And Michael Dante has defeated Jørn Simmons in 15 minutes 08 by pinfall. And Michael Dante is the Strong Style Heavyweight Champion. What a debut. On his first ever match in Strong Style Amsterdam, he has won the heavyweight title from his fellow countryman Jørn Simmons, but slightly different attitudes towards life, where Jørn Simmons is a good guy, but Michael Dante isn't so much, put it that way. and Jørn Simmons was off his game apparently, but the match was carried by Michael Dante with a 45, with Jørn Simmons only getting a 29, which is disappointing from the champ, but everyone has their off days, I guess. Or I should say the former champ, because he's not even the champ anymore. But yeah, 42D overall. What a match, and what a way to end Strong Style 10 after all the build-up. And yeah, hate has been revealed. It is a stable. Killer Kelly, Tyler Bate, and Michael Dante, and now they all hold championship gold.